Right, so welcome to our presentation today. I'm going to introduce you about a research topic. It would be about Big C versus VinMart. We'll be looking deeper into the a research about young people's habit of shopping in Hanoi. And Linh will be introducing you about our research topic.
Okay, first we need to go a bit through what these two shopping chains and how they differ from each other. The Big C's first of all, Big C belongs to Thailand Retailing Corporation that it has a presence in Thailand, Vietnam, and Laos. Big C first appeared in Hanoi 13 years ago in 2005. The Big C supermarket flows supermassive mall. Complex model that specializes selling detailed products. It is similar to the Walmart in the US and or the Tesco in the UK. And currently there are 35 Big C in Vietnam and 5 which are correlated in Hanoi. About the VinMart Plus. VinMart Plus is a retailing mini supermarket franchise created by a Vietnamese corporation, Vin Group, and it was established as a convenience store chain, but it sells goods like a supermarket. Yeah, and after 4 years since its launch, VinMart had already shown its dominance in Vietnam, which with more than 100 VinMart supermarkets and more than 1,400 supermarkets VinMart Plus. And in Hanoi alone, there are 16 VinMart and 303 VinMart Plus. So why did we choose this topic? First of all, we want to find out how new supermarket franchise like VinMart was able to compete with the supermarket brand that has been for more than a decade like Big C. And secondly, we want to find out which part of our community prefer which supermarket brands more. Third, we want to find out the shopping habit of the people in Hanoi. And finally, what factors come into play in order to form those shopping habits. And so our research question could be which retailing chains the young Hanoians prefer to shop at and what are the reasons behind their preference?
So I'm going to talk about the method we chose and why we chose this. First, we attempt to do questionnaire as our main methods. However, after we spreading our forms, we found out that there are many difficulties and errors occur. For example, there are many people who answered a topic, and there are many people who left our question blank because they don't know how to answer. Therefore, we came out an idea that survey and interview, which means this method can be more suitable for our research. And I think this method is suitable for our research because we use online survey like Google Form because our focus towards young people, so they use internet more oftenly, and then we can see their patterns and their shopping habits by Google Form. Moreover, the survey can provide more precise answers that have more comprehended questions, so that is more suitable. Moreover, we use interview because we want to download the reasons behind their decisions and the answering in depth. So here are some references we use to explain for our methods.
We then have to design our online survey. We choose Google Form. Here, the survey was mainly divided into 3 main parts. The first, you can see here is simply was symbol age, gender, and which store chain the participant prefer. Depending what they chose, they will have to corresponding the survey. Like if they chose VinMart, they will have to answer the question about the VinMart, and the same with Big C. the main difficulty when we check the main difficulty that we face with the survey is when we are designing, we have to do it 2 times, and when we have the result, it's not really correct, because although the difference between VinMart and VinMart Plus have been emphasized, the participants still confused about these 2 kind of store chain.
I am the man of who is in charge of interview, and here's 5 main basic questions for the participants before I explore deeper information from them. And we initially wanted to do the survey of both the VinMart Plus and the Big C. However, there is some difficulties. You see, we could not perform our survey of the Big C and VinMart Plus because of the software refused to do the survey when we approached them, and we were also asked to stop following people by the security, and most people were not willing to do the survey regardless of the short length of our interview, which is 10 minutes. And for the people who did agree for the interview, they are young students and millennials who were more open to this kind of approach, and the respondents often fail to give us in-depth information, even though the question we give them is very detailed.
Okay, so now I will be talking about the findings and conclusion. So by doing our survey and our interviews, what we find out with our data. So first off, with the survey, we first aim to get around 50 surveys, but in fact, by using the internet, we actually get 100 forms of participants who answered. And then for interview, of course, not many people were willing to answer our interview, so we only got like 5 people out from those surveys to actually answer some of our questions. So first off, with gender, like immediately, like from both shoppers who go to VinMart and Big C, you can see that almost 3/4 of the shoppers are female, of course. And then next up, we asked them about their age group, and since our focus was towards young people, and so you can see that 8% would be around are going to be the people from the age group of 16 to 23. And when we asked like which market chain, which supermarket chain that they prefer more, or which one they go the most often to, then we can see that 43% choose to go VinMart only, and the other 34% go to both, which means both VinMart and Big C. So in a sense, we can say that there are a lot more people who prefer to go to VinMart than Big C, because for people who only goes Big C, they only like conduct of 8%. And then we asked them for the VinMart Plus shoppers, we asked them how frequent you go to there, and we can see pretty much like nearly half of them would go to VinMart on a weekly basis. So that's a majority of them. And then next up, we can see the results for people who go to Big C. First off, on the left side, you'll see that are the people who only go to Big C, and on the right side will be the people who go to both shops. Now on the right side, you see that for people who only go to Big C's, they will go there on a monthly basis, which means 1 to 2 times a month. For Big C, they only go to Big C like 1 or 2 times within several months. So that's a big difference. And here are the categories of the items that people usually shop at both Big C and VinMart. The reason why we choose VinMart and Big C is because the category of items that they sell are pretty similar to each other. So it was easier for us to categorize them. And if you can see from the chart, you can actually see that most of them will be focusing to buy stuff like perishable foods, things that you drink, things that you eat, even frozen and fresh foods are the most commonly purchased items in both VinMart and Big C. For the average amount of money that people spend, then we can safely say that when people go to Big C, like most people will usually spend more, like within the range of 100 to 1 million Vietnam dong. why in VinMart you can actually see a considerable amount of people who have spent like under 1,000 Vietnam dong. And so here, and then we had to ask one question. And then we had to ask one question about like what reasons would they go to either VinMart or Big C, and we saw a main difference. So here's the VinMart. You can see like very favorable location was the main reason why they chose. Like nearly 85% or more people would choose VinMart just because favorable location. But when we when we saw Big C, people usually go to Big C because of the price and the packaging. And so so basically we did the interview, and here are some of the response from our interviewees that we found that were the most interesting and explained why they go to Big C or why they go to VinMart. So yeah, that's basically it. And now we'll come to a conclusion, which Yan will conclude.
So after our research, we found out that considerable amount of young people rather go to supermarkets because they prefer the convenience. Because going to Big C is a long process. And secondly, our pie chart show that even though they go through mini supermarkets, I mean VinMart Plus more often, but they spend less when they go to the supermarket. And thirdly, the location is an important factor so that we can detect where people to shop. And last but not least, the young people prefer the food service and customer care, so that we found out the overall answer of this research is young people in Hanoi, they prefer to go to mini supermarket chains like VinMart Plus than to go to supermarket like C. So thank you for listening.